right, you guys ready? Yeah. I'm going into the oven.
Thank you for joining us from Carey High School, home of the Lady Seahawks, and tonight is all about Layla Paz as she is getting ready to score her 1,000th career point, and they'll take on the new Hyde Park Gladiators. Gavin Shaw, lucky enough to be joined by Nick Peniagua here on Varsity Media. Nick, should be a fantastic matchup. Inner city rivalry, obviously two teams, girls who've grown up playing with each other. A little extra juice to this one.
Absolutely, especially when you have a player getting set for her 1,000th point of quite an illustrious career thus far. 2-year starter coming into this one, 2-time All-County, looking for that third one in her senior year. So this one's got all the big fight feel to it.
Yeah, and she can do a little bit of everything on the basketball floor. Excellent passer, really talented shooter from distance, has improved her defense a lot this year. Really anticipatory on that end of the floor. Chance to become just the 5th player in Carey history to score 1,000 career points. 8 away from that. We will keep you updated on that. Watch on the other side of things, New Hyde Park. Who are you looking for in this matchup?
I'm looking at Maeve Downing for this one. Right now, again, one of their biggest threats on the offensive end, both shooting and passing, averaging 4.5 assists coming into this one. It'll be interesting to see how she can move the ball around alongside Ava Orborn, who's also one of their more knockdown shooters.
Super talented backcourt, New Hyde Park. High expectations this year. They've gotten off to a good start at 2-2. We'll throw it to the PA for the starting lineups. We'll come back, tell you some more keys to the game next on Varsity Media.
As part of this commitment, we engage in a partnership cultivating the unique gifts and talents of all student athletes free from racism, all and negative bias. We have had a zero-tolerance policy regarding harmful actions taken by adults in and around Long Island sporting.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Twins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter! And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team.
Thank you. Thank you for joining us back here on Varsity Media. That was the starting lineup for the home team, the Carey Lady Seahawks. We'll take a look. Really talented group. Layla Paz in this one, late scratch. So it's going to be Amelia Calamaris joining her in the starting lineup, along with Michaela DePaulo and, of course, Andrea Arias. And they call her Kiki. It is Kiki Veruzzi, excuse me. As we're about to get rolling here from Carey High School. We mentioned it, Carey 2-5 on the season. New Hyde Park 2-2. And we're going to show you Layla Paz, but she's the star of tonight, pending 1,000-point scorer. Nick, what do we need to know about Layla Paz coming into this game?
Well, quite a couple of things. As we said before, she's a 4-year varsity starter, so coming in her freshman year, immediately gets a start on this squad. Her Aunt Yvonne played for the National Ecuadorian Women's Basketball League. Quite an incredible lineage right there. Has family all around who can play the sport, and she also committed to play lacrosse at the Dominican University of New York. So despite, having quite a career in basketball, she's really going to the next level for her lacrosse.
Yeah, we got a chance to talk to both coaches before this one. We'll get into some keys to the game as we go. New Hyde Park in the blue and white. Carey Seahawks in the white, orange, navy blue. Inside the numbers, we're underway here on Varsity Media. Should be a good one. Today's presentation of Nassau County girls basketball intra-district rivalry game. Should be a whole lot of fun. And here's Amelia Calamaris with the basketball. Both teams dealing with some injuries, so a little atypical starting lineups. And here's Paz. Real emphasis on keeping her off the foul line, but she gets off an early three just off the mark, and it's rebounded by Maeve Downing.
You can see right there, she's got that 1,000 on her mind, but you got to let her fly. She's averaging 29 a game for a reason.
And there's another shooter on this court, Ava Orban. She's talented, Mount St. Mary's commit. She's on track to hit 1,000 points in her career at some point this season.
40% from three as well, so you really got to be wary of the outside mark with her.
Yeah, we heard that number from Anthony Turco. That is a crazy number for a high school player. Boys or girls, Paz tries to answer too strong. Knocked out of bounds off the right hand of Arias, and it will be New Hyde Park basketball. So some keys to the game for both sides. New Hyde Park was really emphasizing slowing down Paz and just described her as really crafty and an ability to just shoot a little bit off tempo and an inherent tendency to get to the foul line. I suggested to head coach Michael Bello at that point, she sounds kind of like Jalen Brunson. He said that would be a pretty fair description for her. So a high bar for stopping Layla Paz. And on the run, man, that was a tough shot taken by Bella Giordano. And foul coming up the court, appears to be on Veruzzi. That's Alessandra Veruzzi, I missaid that during the starting lineup. Kiki Flavianos is on the other side of things.
We're seeing this Carey offense get down to the court, trying to get a couple of looks, but this New Hyde Park defense came to play today, really pressing their guards out on the perimeter.
So 3-0 lead. Man, that was a tricky pass from Downing over her head. As Orban will circle, find Downing back in the corner. Emphasis from the Carey side of things, and head coach Anthony Turco getting a hand on their face. And here's Paz going coast to coast, turning on the Jets, finishing with the right hand. Layla Paz cooking early.
You know, you could really argue that's where she is most dangerous in the transition, taking that one coast to coast all the way for Carey, putting up her first 2 points of the contest.
And losing the ball out of bounds that point. Bella Lugo, that's something that Michael Bello's been emphasizing in this offense, right? He says the term he uses over and over again is accountability. And that means not letting Maeve Downing do everything, not letting Ava Orban do everything. He wants each of his players operating as if they're the best player on the court every second they're on the court.
Look, it's a very young New Hyde Park team as well. Only 3 seniors on the squad.
And that's a big part of it, right? I mean, especially when you're younger, you tend to defer to your seniors, the girls you look up to, and you have to recognize the best way I can help them is by being aggressive.
Exactly, and it's only helping build toward their future towards next year as well, when all these juniors do take the senior mantle from the current seniors.
So off the turnover, it'll be New Hyde Park basketball, and they'll lose it at bounds. Kind of a sloppy start, couple of fouls, couple of turnovers either way.
You'll get that in these kind of rivalry matchups, though. You know, everybody wants to come out and perform. So you know both teams are going to be have a little bit of those nerves at first, but after the first couple of possessions, that's when teams start to get into their rhythm.
Yeah, so hard take to the rim. Paz, I believe, was the one, or excuse me, Giordano was fouled that time. It was first against Maeve Downing, unless I missed one on that end. So early 3-2 game, non-shooting foul, inbound here for Carey. Calamaris thought about the shot, gives it off, and that one off the backboard and off the mark for Giordano. Tie up, we'll see where possession arrow is. Looks like New Hyde Park will have the ball. So we'll tell you a little bit more about the head coaches as we go along. Michael Bello coaching New Hyde Park. And of course, Anthony Turco also in his 6th season coaching Carey as New Hyde Park pushes but throws it out of bounds. And I think you nailed it, Nick. A lot of emotions inherent to these games, and you're trying so hard. You want to make that big play. You want to get the crowd fired up. Can lead to some sloppiness.
Exactly, and you know, it's actually interesting seeing New Hyde Park respond to this full court press. We saw it right there, what could have been, you know, an open layup, just a bit of a off-kilter pass. Leads to Carey ball. So
Paz double team, that time throwing it off the backboard, just 1 for 4 start for her. And that's a nice job by Downing, maintaining her dribble, eyes up, extra pass off the foot, great hustle to come back by Alessandra Veruzzi and ensure that wasn't a transition layup.
Great job at New Hyde Park there, especially Downing maintaining the possession really.
And quick trigger 3, skims off front iron that time for Orban. So here comes Paz on the push. Head on a swivel, man. Look at her get downhill. High arcing layup. No good, and New Hyde Park will come back with it. Downing putting on some speed over the double team. Probably should have been a foul. Either way, she's able to finish.
Impressive finish right there. Finishing through the contact, as you said, that looked like, at least from here, looked like a foul, but doesn't get it still. New Hyde Park now up by 3.
And Maeve Downing really impressive. One of the tallest players, if not the tallest player, along with Ava Orban on the court. And she might be the best dribbler on the court.
She's definitely showing it tonight.
A little hesitation move that time, tripped up. A nice bit of defending there from Andrea Arias not to pick up the foul. And here's our first substitution of the game as Giordano hits the bench. And coming on in her place, Sofia Barrera, another tough defender who can shoot. Speaking of players who can shoot, here's Orban. Nylon on the 3, her 2nd of the game.
Nothing but net, just a quick release right there. Let it fly, and she connects. Big time 3 right there from the 40% shooter.
So Calamaris will leave it off early, 8-0 lead for New Hyde Park. They're in control here. And running lefty hook, blocked away, was attempted by Calamaris. And you see both teams really want to play up tempo. New Hyde Park is the only team that succeeded in playing up tempo so far. 3rd 3, same spot, this time a different result. Came off the hands of Lugo. Up and heading to the free throw line for 2 is Sarah Minelli.
You know, as you just said, New Hyde Park definitely winning this transition battle right now, right? Every time it seems like Carey misses a basket, they immediately have some players leak out, pushing up the tempo, getting the fast break going. And it's leading to some really open shots right now and just beautiful offense, really.
And I love that they're pushing off of every transition, right? Even or every opportunity, I should say, even when there's not kind of an obvious opening, heads up tempo, and they're finding shots, not letting Carey get settled in defensively. So we mentioned Sarah Minnelli, much like Layla Paz, a future college lacrosse star. She's heading to play at Malloy. She came off the bench last season, now stepping up to be their third option in the wake of the injury to Brianne Noguera, who tore her ACL in the offseason. She was supposed to be a key piece on this team. So here comes Paz. Head on a swivel, going downhill all the way to the rim. Nifty right-handed finish. Now she's just 4 away from 1,000 points.
And that's what makes her so dangerous. Right there, you saw the early hesitation move. She goes straight to the rack. Even with defender on her, manages to finish.
3/4 court trap. Speeds New Hyde Park up even a little more than they want as Lugo long on the triple in his pass. Trying to go 1-on-4. Takes a bump. Shot up. No good. Man, Paz has just been running into a crowd. And she'll have another chance here off the turnover. Triple! Goes down. Layla Paz. Next basket will be 1,000 career points.
Inside out, she can do it all.
Maeve Downing, Orban, that's unselfish, extra pass, but the bunnies missed by Ashlyn Booth. Rebound knocked out to Lugo, she'll try a long two. Not that time, and rebound absorbed by Veruzzi. So here we go, Paz, an opportunity for 1,000. Just under 3 minutes to go in the first quarter. Step back, pump fake. When will she get it back? Calamaris pressured, great defending by Downing. Calamaris says, I'll go right at you. Straight at Downing, not that time. Downing will come back. Girl up ahead, it's Orban. Orban, easy lay.
Again, in transition, this New Hyde Park team, they keep attacking. As soon as they get the rebound, they just have their guards already filling the lanes.
Paz one-on-one, staring down Orban. Step back jumper, Orban denies it. She said, you're not getting 1,000 on my watch. Foul in the backcourt. I believe that was on Sofia Barrera. If it was, should be her first. We'll keep track of that. Again, transition. Booth up ahead. Lugo right there. Easy two.
That's exactly how you want to break a press right there. A little bit up court. Players already getting behind the defense. That's the last thing you want to do on the defensive side of the ball.
So Paz had a shot to get to 1,000. Orban shut it down and a travel, so she'll have to wait a little bit longer with Veruzzi walking that time. Anthony Turco has been a part of this program for over 20 years, just 6 years as the head coach. Swung cross court, Orban thinking about the three, instead extra pass, hits off every part of the rim and then goes down for Sarah Minnelli.
You know, you just touched upon it. This New Hyde Park team is so unselfish. They're always looking for that one more pass just for the better shot. And you could see right there, Minnelli knocking that one down. And now, again, they just keep increasing this lead.
This is a New Hyde Park team that is going to do a lot of different things defensively. They're really going to mix it up. Run and jump press. 3 different defenses in the half-court man-to-man, a 3-2, a matchup zone. It's interesting to see them kind of morph depending on the possession.
Absolutely. And, you know, the matchup zone, too, is very interesting against a team like this where, you know, Carey relies very heavily on Paz. So especially when she gets the ball, it'll be interesting to see how she wants to go about attacking the rim. As we saw before, last time she had Orborn on her, and she just blocked it right in their face as she tried to hit the three. So they're going to need to get a little bit more creative to get some better looks on the offensive end.
And it's funny talking to Michael Bello. It's sort of the classic dilemma when there's one dominant player on the other team. Do you shut her down or do you try to shut everyone else down and make her score 1,000,000 points? And he said, you know what, she's so good and daring anyone else to beat us. So downhill, it's Downing. Righty finish in heavy traffic over Stojanowski that time.
Excellent drive right to the rim, taking the baseline, and you can't do that. Otherwise, results like that will happen.
And more strong defending. Minnelli picked her pocket, up the court. Orban, little fake. Oh, that was a clean block that time for Aiden Lyons. Or excuse me, that was Stojanowski on the swap. So here we go. Paz, another opportunity. 45 seconds to go in the opening quarter. She'll leave it off. Open J for Barrera. Rattles in first non-pass points of the game for Carey. Coming the final 45 seconds of the first quarter.
30 seconds left. Let's see if New Hyde Park can notch in one more.
Plenty of time. Too much space for Orban, and she's a gunner. 3 threes, all of them from that right corner. Carey has to take that into account.
Especially, that is the hot spot, as you just said. 3 threes going in from the corner.
Paz drew 3 defenders, had to leave it off. Wide open triple. Calamaris off backboard, no good. Rebound in heavy traffic for Veruzzi, tied up. And this time it'll be Carey ball after New Hyde Park got the last jump. 4.7 on the clock. Got to imagine the look for Paz. Orban tracking her, so here is Paz. Trying to go downhill, flipped up a tough shot. Orban continues to play great defense. No time for Downing to get a shot off, but it wraps up an excellent first quarter for New Hyde Park. The Gladiators 20, Carey 9. We'll take a break here on Varsity Media. When we come back, Layla Paz on the brink of her 1,000th career point.
How's it going? Israel Bonikunda, running back for the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
It's time to book a Varsity Media Sportscast and get on the big stage. A Varsity Media Sportscast is seen by thousands of people, both live and on demand, from friends and family all over the world to prospective college coaches. Our announcers will help tell the story of your team and your athletes. There is no bigger stage to be on than Varsity Media. Book a sportscast today by contacting Varsity Media.
So back here on Varsity Media, look inside the Carey huddle. We told you we'd tell you a little bit about Anthony Turco. Played his high school basketball in addition to a couple other sports at Valley Stream North. A legendary softball coach in the program, also an assistant with the football team that is consistently one of the best in Nassau County. He's been a part of the program for 20 years. And Layla Paz, one of the best to ever come through. We mentioned a Dominican University lacrosse commit, just kind of elite in terms of her hard basketball skills, but also her soft basketball skills, desire, competitive IQ. Anthony Turco says she's one of the most respectful players he's ever coached. Credits her mom for getting her to that point. Just does everything right on and off the court.
You know, just one of those people, too, who really love sports in general, you know, and someone who wants to put in the hard work, not only towards one, but 2 sports. Now she's going to go to the next level, already committed, as you said, and it's just incredible to see, really.
You traveled the country, learning the game, bunch of youth tournaments growing up. Family's always been extremely invested in her basketball career, and you see the fruits of that watching her play today. So here's Calamaris on the push. Here's Paz. 1 bucket away from 1,000. Steps back for 3. High archer, not this time. And rebounded by Noelle Russo. Trying to push it in heavy traffic. 4 players around her man. She was 1 pass away from that being a layup. Instead intercepted by Pereira. Here's Paz going downhill on the finish. No, not quite yet. She's had 4 shots at 1,000. And you talk about the pressure of an intra-district rivalry. I think she's going to play a lot more free once she hits that 1,000th point. Sure, it's on her mind.
Absolutely, and you know, you even see on the sideline here, even her team knows she's just a single point away. They're really into it, really want her to hit this milestone.
And in the meantime, New Hyde Park going to try to extend the lead. Noelle Russo, corner, Lugo, not that time. Bounded in heavy traffic by Noelle Russo. And the tie-up will go the way of Carey. So a couple of substitutions on for Carey. I believe that's Andrea Arias. I will double-check that. No, it looks like it's Brianna Roberts. It's Brianna Roberts in the game. Not someone we expected to get time, but a late addition to the rotation from Anthony Turco. Passed inside, layup up and in for Veruzzi.
You see, that right there is exactly why it's so difficult to game plan against Carey, because, you know, you send a couple of defenders out to Paz. She's able to find the open person, drives in, easy layup. That gets the first points here in the second quarter.
Yeah, so good leveraging the attention paid her way. You nailed it. Orban, that's her 4th right corner 3. They have to run her off the line. They're letting her cook. It's a Michelin star restaurant in that right corner layup. No good that time. Paz inches away from 1,000. Playing some defense, poked it out of bounds. We'll stick with New Hyde Park. Game high, 12-point lead now for the Gladiators.
Man, or that corner just that's Orban's corner right there.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody else owns it. We're really going to have to start to try to close out on her once she gets that deep range.
Man, Orban's corner just sounds like a great after-school hangout spot. You know, you want to meet up with your friends at Orban's corner.
Sign me up.
Yeah, there you go. Lugo, not that time. You become amazing at basketball if you just step foot there. And here's Paz pushing. Paz downhill. Paz leaves it off. Layup, not that time for Veruzzi. Paz, baseline jumper, a little long. Rebounded, put up, no good. Paz thinking about the three, will have to reset. Here's Calamaris. Leaves it for Veruzzi. And another miss for Veruzzi.
It was a good entry pass there, too, into the post.
Ava Orban, and back defensively, Calamaris. She's had a really good game defensively. A soccer star, can run forever. Don't really have to worry about running around. She's been the key to any kind of resistance and transition that Carey's had. Manelli, Orban thought about it. Instead, pump and go. Orban looking for her first lay. Will get to the free throw line on the Veruzzi foul.
Again, this is what makes Orban's shooting even more dangerous, is when you have to close out on her, she now has the option to just drive right inside and nobody's expecting it, because, you know, when you're shooting pretty well from the outside, you'd think you would, you know, keep the foot on the pedal.
And it just has an innate ability to leverage that shot right and play off it. You said it, 40% three-point shooter. Newsday top 100, just one of the best shooters in Nassau County, period. Mount St. Mary's basketball commit. 1 for 2 that time. She is 13 on the game. And big time push here from Calamaris. Corner triple up and a little too long. Carey will retain possession. Paz staring down Orban. Paz dancing, a little bit of space. Paz on the jumper, and that's it. She has 1,000 career points. Hugs from the teammates, and she is going to get a commemorative ball right now. This was anticipated. Play would stop, so we can celebrate Layla Paz. And it will likely be Kaylee DeMayo coming out to give it to her teammate as a freshman and a sophomore fellow, 1,000-point career scorer. Some tears for Paz. What a moment for the Carey star, celebrated by her entire community. So many of her youth coaches in the crowd who have gotten to see her journey from what Anthony Turco described as a pipsqueak to the star she is today.
There's no other feeling like it, man.
And so here we go, presented with that 1,000-point banner that will presumably hang in this gym for decades to come.
Incredible milestone. Just an illustrious career. And it's only the start of the basketball season, too.
And so let's take another look at the shot that got Layla Paz to 1,000. Nick, break it down for us.
And you can see here she has her matchup. And she's been doing this all day long. A nice little step back three. This time it does connect. And right there, I'm sure that's a huge weight off of her chest right here. So we'll see now coming back into this one.
And if you're new Hyde Park, you're hoping not to lose any rhythm, as we'll let Anthony Turco talk. Layla Paz, we said it a couple times, just the 5th Seahawk in school history to have 1,000 career points. And there's Kaylee DeMeo handing her the ball. We'll take a look at the past 1,000-point career scores in the history of this program, or instead we'll take a look at Layla Paz. We mentioned top 100 player on Long Island the last 2 years, averages a ridiculous 29 points per game, 2 times All-County, 2-time team MVP, Section 8's leading scorer, one of the best players in the recent history of Nassau County.
Quite a resume she's built here with this Carey High School basketball team. Again, it's just so amazing to see an athlete finally reach such a milestone. As you said before, as they just slowly, continue to go throughout their whole career. People who watched her from the start of her career in this crowd right now, just a very emotional moment. Just so awesome to be a part of.
Yeah, it was cool. That was her brother, mother, father all coming out to be on the court with her as Caden Arazo misses the layup. And now if you're New Hyde Park and you're Michael Bello, I think back to LeBron setting the NBA scoring record a couple of years ago, and then Oklahoma City coming out and winning that game. You kind of got to maintain your focus, right? When something like that stops the game, little abnormal, how do you stay on track? Well, you got to imagine Carey ultra fired up on the other end.
Absolutely. As we see right here, that, Carey on the offensive end now starting to move the ball a bit more since Paz's 1,000 point. But again, New Hyde Park in transition, very dangerous, still on top of it. Doesn't look like that sort of pseudo timeout took anything out of him. Yeah,
Downing to Orban and Michael Bello, give him credit. Fantastic young coach, keeping this team on track and on point. And here's Calamaris. And Layla Paz, she's going to keep on cooking. We mentioned 29 points per game, just an absurd number. And there's the righty finish off the glass. I mentioned to Michael Bello, would you say a little Jalen Brunson-esque? You can certainly see that in her game.
Some of these shots she's taking too, it's really incredible the way that she's able to just move her body while in the air, manipulate it to get it into the best possible position to release the basketball. And there's a reason why she's averaging 29 a game. There's also a reason why she just is now another 1,000-point scorer.
Right, and to your point, not the tallest in the world. To get to 1,000 points at her height, you have to be able to contort your body, finish from odd angles. I think the thing that Michael Bello highlighted, right, she'll shoot a second earlier or a second later than you anticipate as a shot blocker, and really developed that over years of training. Her parents ensured she had the best coaching and a lot of it her entire life. And here's a steal. Emily Sepkaru off the bench, takes a hard spill, no whistle. So she'll run back on defense, nearly picking up a steal in the process. Paz, that's too much space. Quick trigger three, banks it in. Paz up to 14 just like that.
Now they're starting to cut into this lead as well, only down by 6.
And there's Maeve Downing right on cue with the answer.
Again.
But it's a good point. Carey needs Layla Paz to shoot sometimes 30 times a night. And she's doing her best to balance the fact that she is clearly this team's top option while also playing unselfishly and ensuring her teammates stay involved.
Absolutely.
Ferruzzi on the throwaway. It'll be all Orban taking off for the layup.
This New Hyde Park defense has really been stepping up. As we mentioned before, they've just been, have so many defensive sets. It really feels like defense is definitely one of their bigger fortes. And we saw right there another steal and points in transition.
So we will step aside. A 30-19 lead for New Hyde Park. Eva Orban almost outscoring Carey by herself. The star senior has 17 points.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level.
So back here at Carey High School, 2 minutes to go in the first half, 30-19 lead for New Hyde Park over Carey. We mentioned as explosive as Layla Paz has been, Ava Orban, our leading scorer in today's game, 17 points. The Paz is 14 so far, though Paz coming on her quick.
Just been a duel between these two tonight.
Paz using her pivot well. Orban tracking her. I love that Orban's taking that matchup on the other end, right? Running around a ton on offense, shooting a bunch of threes, but still wants the top player on the other team. Orban trying to track her way up the court, but that one's thrown away. Opportunity for Veruzzi, and instead it's Maeve Downing. Orban, same spot, pump and go. Orban takes some contact, still able to put it in.
You know, it's really fun to see this New Hyde Park team. Again, despite losing the ball, they get it back right away, and immediately they're attacking. There's no slowing down for them on the offensive end. They keep finding ways to just get this ball to Orban, and she's starting to take over.
And as good as New Hyde Park is, we mentioned it before, but no Brienne Noguera, who was expected to be the third star in that trio with Maeve Downing and Ava Orban. And Michael Bello refers to her as just one of the best kids to have ever come through this program. A captain, running drills for them, talented shooter, can attack closeouts, kept the machine moving on offense, off of Orban, off of Downing. So she's a substantial loss, going to miss the season with a torn ACL, but this team still finding a way so far as Alessandra Veruzzi hits the first of two at the line.
And, you know, on the flip, both Ava Orban and Maeve Downing have had to step up in order to fill that third spot alongside these juniors too. As we said before, the biggest thing has been accountability for this team. So already losing one of your star players, somebody else was either going to have to step up, or these two seniors would also have to, you know, step up even further.
Yeah, and I thought he phrased it a good way. He said losing Noguera was like losing 2 or 3 players in one, and it's taken a full team effort to fill those very big shoes. 11-point game as Carey trying to get it to single digits before the half. That will not help. A triple from Bella Lugo.
Great play to find the open shooter again. We've seen Lugo trying to find her mark outside, finally gets one to connect, and now it seems like everybody in this New Hyde Park team is getting a part of the scoring.
Bella Lugo can see one go in and can get smoking hot, but this time it'll be Ava Orban. Hail Mary pass, and she has a touchdown. Maeve Downing always looking for her fellow senior.
She knows she's going to be down here too. That's what this dynamic duo is all about. Seems like every time Downing has it, she knows she can look up, and there will be Orban already filling the lane.
You're saying the philosophy is screw it, Orban down there somewhere.
Exactly. And look, it's worked out thus far.
Absolutely. So rebound that time for Veruzzi, couldn't put it back. And you'd expect New Hyde Park to hold for the final shot of the half with the shot clock turned off. Downing mid-range jumper, Sepkaru, not that time. And tie up, and it should go to New Hyde Park here. A nice rebound by Orban.
5 seconds left, 4.5 seconds left before we hit the half. Time for a quick play right here.
And Downing left open, not the player you want to leave. Downing can't make them pay, and that'll take us to halftime. A game-high 16-point advantage for New Hyde Park. Layla Paz getting point number 1,000. She is 14 in the first half, but Ava Orban's been the other bright star on the court today. 21 for her, and her Gladiators lead at 37-21 at the break here on Varsity Media.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quins up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter! And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown! Touchdown Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs or call 516-403-2050.
Did you know Varsity Media now offers action photography for all sporting events? Available for individuals or teams, we'll send dedicated photographers down to field level to capture your best moments. Our rates are affordable and our photos will leave you with lasting memories for a lifetime. Contact us today, mention this ad, and get $25 off your first order. Email ben@varsitymedia.net or call 516-403-2050.
Varsity Media is now opening up our schedule to any teams looking to be on a sportscast. Watching yourself on camera is okay, but hearing your name on a Varsity Media sportscast is like you're a pro.
And look at this opportunity. Feldman behind. Jersey pulled. Feldman! Feldman!
Here comes the 1-0. Hit on the ground at first. Quinn's up with it. Feeds to Varela. It's a no-hitter. And Division's moving on. Nassau County AA champions.
As West barks out the signal. West is going to keep it himself inside the 5 to the goal line. Touchdown. Touchdown, Southside.
Varsity Media offers sportscast coverage for any sport, and our coverage airs live and on demand so everyone can watch the game. Now is the time to be a star on Varsity Media. Contact us to book a sportscast today at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net. Are you a local business looking for new and creative ways to promote your company? Varsity Media offers affordable rates that can get your message across to a demographic of 18 to 54 years of age. Our follower base across social media is over 50,000 strong, and our viewership numbers per game are in the thousands. Don't blow your advertising budget on old staples like TV and radio media. Reach out to Varsity Media to get the best bang for your buck.
Hey parents, Varsity Media is now offering ISO video of just your athlete. Why settle for the wide angle that shows every player on the field? With our ISO video, your athlete is front and center the entire game. This footage will help in creating highlight videos for college coaches to better pinpoint your athlete's play on the field. Watching our video will help your athlete improve progressively throughout the season and may lead to a college scholarship. Varsity Media is now booking ISO videos for the winter, but spots are limited. Contact us today for basketball, ice hockey, wrestling, and swimming by calling 516-403-2050 or emailing ben@varsitymedia.net.
For the latest news in high school sports, be sure to check out varsitymedia.net or follow us on social media at Varsity Media.
High school sports fans, Varsity Media is the exclusive live stream partner of Nassau County Championships. To live stream fall, winter, and spring championship events, head to varsitymediapass.com to order. Now accessible on smart TVs. Varsity Media is your home for the Nassau County Championships.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
Did you just have the best athletic year of your life? And now you want to show it off to college coaches? Well, let Varsity Media help you. Varsity Media's college recruiting videos show off your unique skills to help you land a spot on the team of your dream school. We'll provide music, spot shadow effects, and a link to send to your next coach. Contact us today for more information. Don't rely on word of mouth or cold emails. Let Varsity Media help you take your game to the next level. Hey parents, how about a bobblehead for your athlete? Bobbleheads are one of the most preferred personalized gift items today, and it's so easy to order. All you need is a photo of your athlete, a model number from our extensive collection of bobbleheads, and the sculpting process begins. 2 proofs are sent for your approval, and once it's approved, in a few weeks, your bobblehead is on the way. It's that simple. Order your bobblehead today by logging into varsitymediapass.com and click catalogs or call 516-403-2050.
Did you know Varsity?
Thanks for joining us back at Carey High School. Gavin Shaw, lucky enough to be joined by Nick Peniagua. A 37-21 lead at the start of the third quarter here for New Hyde Park. Of course, the story of the first half, Layla Paz, 15 points, and her 8th, 9th, and 10th on a three-pointer marked points 1,000, 101, and 1,002 for her. But on the other end, Ava Orban starring 23 points and pushing the Gladiators to this big advantage.
And you know, Orban's been able to do it all from outside, inside, whatever you give her, she will take, and she's made Carey pay for it. I want to see some different kind of second half adjustments to adjust to Orban, try to shut her out a bit as we get this half started.
So Carey balls, we flip sides of the court to open the second half. Again, you're just joining us, the Seahawks in the white, orange, and navy blue. New Hyde Park in the blue and white. Paz harassed by Orban. Orban's had a really good defensive game on her. I know she was 15 points, but shooting under 50% from the field in that first half. Nice job just kind of keeping her in check.
And you know, she made it very difficult for Paz to get that 1,000 point as well. You know, especially with her step back three, Orban's made her pay, getting a block off of one earlier in the first half as well.
Layla Paz, of course, the leading scorer in all of Nassau County, on track to potentially make an all-Long Island team this year. Averaging 29 a game as that three ball is off the mark from Calamaris. Trying to put it back up on in is Arias, not that time. Calamaris from the elbow. In and out. Man, that's a tough rebound for Maeve Downing. Just battling. Picks up the foul in the process.
You know, despite not scoring on that possession, I like to see that from Carey more, passing the ball around, trying to find that open shot. Sure, they got it from the elbow, couldn't get it to fall, but they're going to need to keep that up. They want any chance at cutting into this big lead that New Hyde Park's built. And
Downing will get to the foul line on the give and go. We talked about it a little bit, and you got to imagine Anthony Turco really emphasized it to his team at halftime. The need to drive Ava Orban off that three-point line. 4 threes from that right corner. And that time paid her so much attention. Maeve Downing just able to go down the lane and get the pass to get to the line.
You know, it might be something you have to give up because Orban's proven that she needs somebody in her vicinity at all times, even if she gets a little separation, especially from three. That's where she could be so dangerous, knocking down shot after shot after shot.
And it's really difficult, right? Because if you close out casually, she'll put up the three. You close out a little recklessly, she can just pump fake, get to the rim, take a sidestep dribble, hit a three that way.
There's so many options. She could even pass it off, too, if she drives in. It's what you get when you have one of these complete players that can just kind of warp the game around them, and she does an excellent job at everything she does.
Orban, the lone player on this court, at least as of now, heading to play college ball. We mentioned Paz, as good as she is in basketball, her future in lacrosse, playing for Dominican University in the state of New York. So staying close to home, and clearly a lovely family. I'm sure they're going to be at all the games. It's Calamaris, her first points. That was a nifty finish.
Great finish on the other end, but again, you got to also run back on defense. New Hyde Park almost catches them off in transition.
Yeah, this New Hyde Park team just absolutely relentless. It was funny, talking to both coaching staffs, they both want to play up tempo. You see some evidence of Carey trying to do just that, but New Hyde Park's the one who's had much more success employing that tempo so far.
I think the biggest key for their success are these shorter passes. We saw there Carey looking all the way down the court for one giant pass, but New Hyde Park able to get these shorter passes, you know, from the back half of the court to half court over towards that elbow wing area, and that's what's unlocking this offense in transition.
Yeah, and you said it, that initial outlet, they're always trying to go for, I would call it a home run ball. And if it's not there, very clinical, though, in just sort of quickly moving up the court. So turn the corner. Calamaris will get to the line. Nice speed from her. It feels like she's picked up some confidence as this one has gone along.
Absolutely. And, you know, as we saw, she's now starting to take some shots. And I'm sure that more of the Carey players will feel comfortable doing it. Because, again, Lila Paz finally hitting that 1,000-point mark. They had to make sure that she hit that mark because it is, again, just an incredible mark on her career.
Yeah, we talked about it. It can distort how you play a little bit, not even in Paz shooting every time, but I think there's just that anticipation, that energy, a little bit of restlessness, and now that she's gotten there, everyone can kind of settle into the game. And to be clear, that it just comes from a place of love, right? I mean, you saw all of her teammates immediately swarm her. We saw the bench every time she shot going, oh. I mean, this team will ride with Layla Paz wherever she wants to take them.
They're in it for each other, and that is one of the biggest. That's one of the most important things for a team as well, as long as you're all on the same page.
And bullseye that time for Sarah Minnelli, her second 3 of the game. And after the lead had been cut to single digits, it's actually still single digits. It was 16 at the half, was all the way down to 6. And now a 9-point advantage. We'll take another look at that 3.
Wow. What a shot right there. Sarah Minnelli. You know, again, I know we've talked a ton about Maeve Downing and Ava Orban, but again, the third part of that are these juniors starting to step up, having to, get more confidence whenever they have the ball, try to take a load off of their shoulders so that everybody can, so that when you have those 5 starters out there, they're 5 true starters. They can play for each other. If somebody's taking over, let them have at it. It's very important. It's games like these that are very important to unlock these juniors to step up in a bigger role.
And it's a great point by you, because Michael Bella said, look, that's the only way we're going to get to where we want to go. It's if without Brianna Noguera, everyone outside of Downing and Orban kind of has to play a bigger role than anticipated, and we have to get their confidence and their skill level to a point where they're ready to do that against the best teams on Long Island. New Hyde Park 2-2 on the season, losses to really tall Garden City team that just sort of overwhelmed them with their size, and a Floral Park team that beat them with their athleticism, and an illegal screen that time called, I believe, on Ashland Booth. But New Hyde Park in both those games, down by a lot early, fought their way back, and Michael Bella said it sort of sent a message to his team that they were able to compete with anyone on any given night. So pass tipped away by Calamaris. Extra, triple, cash. Once again, guess who? Ava Orban up to 26 now.
They got to put some hazards up on that corner or something, because Ava Orban cannot be allowed to go there as often as she's getting there.
And Paz yet to score in the second half has been a little more deferential as she chases off Downing. Look at Downing just treating this Carey defense like traffic cones as she'll get to the line, weaving and achieving, as Clyde Frazier would say.
Very, very impressive dribbling right there from Maeve Downing. Not only could she pass it, but she could also dribble it as well. Almost taking that one straight to the rack, coast to coast.
I'm a little surprised that wasn't a shooting foul, but apparently before she got into her motion. So that'll be Lugo, nearly losing it. Downing, Lugo, 3-ball, gets it to go. Her second, and she has 8 points, and just like that, the lead skyrockets to 21. They had it all the way down to 6, and a 15-0 run. I think the scoreboard might have been a little bit behind, but we'll see. 3-ball, too long that time. Possibly could have been saved. Aiden Lyons a little hesitant, not sure who it was off of, and possession will go back to New Hyde Park.
If you're on the offensive end and you see a ball going out, whether you're sure of it or not, usually I would go for the ball just for the save. Because worst case scenario, you give it back to the defense, but they still have the whole court to run down to get their offense going.
Yeah, that might have been why she didn't want to throw it over her shoulder, not wanting to kickstart transition, but it's a fair point to gamble if you're in position, and she certainly was. Kiki Vlavianos getting to the line. Kiki, her nickname, stretch 4 for them, but can go inside, rebound, hit that 18 to 20-foot shot, giving them a little bit of what they were looking for from Noguera off the bench. Kind of a key find for Michael Bello this year.
Absolutely. And, again, as you said before, when they went up against Garden City, a taller team, it was very evident that, they were out-rebounded, just outmanned in the paint. They're going to need somebody to step up, get strong into the paint, be able to grab those tough rebounds, especially on the defensive end, to not allow any more second chances. And while Carey might not be the tallest team, it's certainly a good start for her to, try to find her way into that role.
And an opportunity to build some confidence, right? I mean, that's kind of what you use these games for when you have an advantage. And that ball fumbled out of the hands of Lyons, and a hit-ahead pass for Lugo. Oh, that's a brilliant idea from Downing. One-handed touch pass. Carey got back defensively. Good job deflecting it. How can they get Layla Paz going in this second half here?
Well, as we saw in the first half, what they really wanted her to do was just go ISO with it. But, as weird as it sounds, I think they just got to move the ball around and have Layla Paz move around the floor, trying to find her open spots. Sure, she's going to be face guarded, but if they can find a way for her to find an open shot from anywhere on the court, obviously they're going to have a much better chance of trying to come back in this one.
A one-woman break throws up that running hook. Rebound by Lions. Can't put it back in. Lions, though, nice job playing defense, but Downing gets it out of there. Downing, pedal down, leaves it off. Easy, too, for Orban.
That's just the Orban-Downing connection once more. Downing always just feeding Orban, and now she, again, what a night from her, really.
Triple, touches the rim and falls down. It is a confident Amelia Calamares here in half two.
You know, maybe Calamares can find that confidence, start to get a little hot on her own. It would definitely alleviate pressure off of Layla Paz, and that could allow her to start getting open shots as well.
And a little give and go. That nothing doing for Downing. Put back up and in the right place, right time for Manelli. Paz is almost like a running back hitting the hole. You see her kind of gearing up, putting those shoulders forward. Such a tough player, right? At times the shortest player on the court, and yet simultaneously the most physically dominant.
Absolutely, you have to be if you're her. And again, we keep making this comparison, but like Jalen Brunson, there are times where they just, lower the shoulder and go to work in the paint, trying to find any way they can to get the ball up to the hoop. And especially if you're Paz and you have all these defenders that just start to collapse on you, you got to find these really, really weird angles to get the ball off towards the hoop.
And here's Brianna Roberts, kind of a secret weapon for this Carey team. Talked to Anthony Turco, mentioned 9 rotation players, not get a chance to touch on Brianna Roberts, but able to play today with DePaulo dealing with an ankle injury and missing another key piece that would usually start in Daisy Buha. So really important that Roberts and a couple others can give them some key minutes. That's a slick look inside to Maria Danil. Rebound fought for Razzo, had it for a sec, and it will stick with New Hyde Park for now.
Look, I know that we've been talking about Orban on the outside all night long, but Maeve Downing's passing, and another just absolute complete player, finding every open look possible and giving a lot of these Gladiators chances at the hoop.
Paz, what a great take. Downhill, head of steam, able to cross back to her right side and finish with that little hook layup that she loves.
That might be the spark that can light a fire under this Carey offense. It's always going to be Paz, the one you got to look out for. If you let her get hot, there could be a chance that this lead gets cut down by just a little bit towards the end here in the third quarter.
Man, credit to Anthony Turco going to the zone, and his girls are flying around, but credit on the other end to New Hyde Park. Great passing and even better offensive rebounding as Manelli, an opportunity for an and one here. She's up to 10 points.
Manelli herself has been having quite a game, as we talked about, just players stepping up for this New Hyde Park team. She's been one of those players. Although she is one of the 3 seniors on this squad, she's been able, at least tonight, to find a little bit more confidence shooting from outside, and as we saw here, driving to the hoop.
Up to 11 points right now. Chance at a season high, which is 12. Still over 9 minutes to go in this one as she will get a breather here. Coming on in her place, Noelle Russo. It's interesting to see, though, Carey flying around, I think doing a better job taking away Orban, better job stopping Downing from scoring, but you're seeing the supporting casket going because they're paying so much attention to those girls. Those offensive rebounds are available. Paz, unselfish, extra pass. Overcooked that time for Veruzzi. And back comes the Gladiators. Looking to stick a fork in it, up by 24, 9 minutes to go. Jumper, all nylon. Tickling the twine that time was Bella Lugo.
So you just mentioned the supporting cast for New Hyde Park. Sure, you can negate Orban, but everybody else is just starting to find their mark, and almost a 30-point lead now at nearing the end of the third.
10-point game for Bella Lugo, third different Gladiator into double figures, and you said it, they're running away with this one offensively as Paz comes back to the line. I mentioned this before, but I thought it was so funny. Anthony Turco was just saying he remembers her as a pipsqueak was the word he used. Just a great term. Watching practice as an 8th grader, anticipating one day getting her chance on varsity. He said to think that she went from from that to a 1,000-point scorer is just incredible, and a testament to the work she put in. Again, a testament to her family who traveled around the state, traveled around the country, getting her the best coaching her entire life, going to clinic after clinic. So many of those coaches in attendance tonight, and I'm sure they're loving this, seeing the fruits of their labor when she was just a little kid, didn't totally know the game, and now such a refined, skillful talent. As that one banks home, man, it is just a new Hyde Park night, Noah. That was the first bucket of the day for Caden Arazo.
You know, all these players, again, it's really just really fun to watch when everybody's on, right? You know, there is no wrong option on the offensive side of the ball.
And you see some of that running back-esque ability for Paz. And she had a hard collision with Lugo. And wow, they give that possession to, no, it is New Hyde Park. I thought he said Whitenish. I was surprised. Because Paz definitely initiated the contact. I think that's just her first foul there, so she can get away. And Paz obviously ultra competitive and is going to remember the 1,000 points, but is going to be frustrated with how this one went, pending a miraculous comeback.
That's right. You know, doesn't take away from the milestone at all, but again, as you said before, like when LeBron finally hit the leading, became the leading scorer in the NBA with against the Oklahoma City Thunder, they still lost that one, so it just sours it just a little bit.
And here's Paz running hook. Oh, that would have been ridiculous. That shot, I mean, it didn't go in, but it is a testament to how skilled she is. You do not see many players at the high school level trying hooks at full speed. Layla Paz has a deep bag. Her Seahawks, though, are struggling, down by 29 as we head to the fourth here on Varsity Media.
This is Solomon Thomas with the New York Jets, and you're watching Varsity Media.
When it comes to live streaming, Varsity Media does it all. Athletic events, concerts, musicals, graduations, even weddings. Trust Varsity Media when it comes to your live stream event. Contact us today to learn more about Varsity Media's live streaming services at 516-403-2050 or email ben@varsitymedia.net.
So Layla Paz, we've mentioned it a few times, but such an incredible basketball community around her. So many of them are in attendance tonight. Started playing at 4 years old. Her uncle Jules has been an integral part of her basketball journey. He taught her crossover, which is just nasty. So credit to Uncle Jules. If you need to learn how to dribble a basketball, I don't have any contact information for him, but hit him up. Her Aunt Yvonne, though, this is a testament to her basketball DNA. Played in the National Ecuadorian Women's League, and during the summers would travel to New York to train her. So that's how she was so advanced at such a young age. She led her CYO 6th grade team to the championships, coached by Mark Marakovich, and her mother, Navi Paz, who we mentioned was there every step along the way and gave us so much of this information. A teammate at that time of Alessandra Veruzzi, obviously still a teammate today. Trained with Empire with Noah Shai and Coach Rady and Coach Blaze. Played travel with Long Island Lightning, coached by Fiello and DJ. Also attributes her growth to training with Coach Missy Traversi and Anthony DiClemente at Adelphi University. And you just see so many different influences in her game, but she can do so much on a basketball court.
And it just goes to show, you know, it takes a community, but on top of that, all the hard work she herself has put in. Think about all the traveling that she's done. Again, just naming off LI Lightning, CYO, you know she's been all over the place traveling, just playing and only honing her craft. And it's accumulated to this 1,000-point milestone.
And to that point, it's a credit to her parents, right, who are planning those road trips, sitting in those 4, 5, 6, 7-hour car rides with her over and over again, weekend after weekend. And I think it's why they were so proud of her, why they put so much in this moment, because it was years and years of work leading up to it. And maybe she's going to get some help as the season goes along. Because Amelia Calamaris, I think, kind of just a sophomore blossoming before our eyes right now. Soccer star still learning the game a little bit, but you see the athleticism, you see the competitiveness, and you see the conditioning for her every second she's on the court. Late third quarter, we saw Maria Daniil getting her first basket of the game, just a junior. Really high-level athlete who Michael Bello super high on, number 10 in navy blue. late to organized sports, a track runner, really fast, great jumper, picked up volleyball very quickly in the fall, and now developing her basketball game. They think she could be a key contributor next year, and when they're up by a lot in games like this, trying to get her as much time as humanly possible.
Absolutely. You know, holding a basketball for your first time, too, and trying to dribble it, it's kind of just like learning how to walk again almost. You know, it's a little bit awkward at first, but the more you do it, the more polished you become. And if somebody as fast as her can get polished and, you know, be able to bring up the ball herself, she'll be a dangerous threat, especially leaking out and, you know, contributing to this very heavy transition offense that the Gladiators have.
Paz doing everything she could to prevent a backcourt violation, ended up giving it up to Orban, stole it right back, but committed a foul in the process. But to that point, Nick, I think it's important to remember for Carey and New Hyde Park, it's a little bit of a challenge as a coach because neither one's a basketball first community, both really known for the lacrosse. So many schools on Long Island are, and both coaches talked a lot about the importance of, hey, get the soccer girls out, get the softball girls out, get the volleyball girls out, most importantly, get the lacrosse girls to come out and play, and you do that, and you load your team up with athletes, and you train them at a young age. I mean, you see right there with Danil how high she got jumping for that ball. If she can figure it out, put everything together, by the end of the season could give them a facsimile of some of what they lost in Noguera.
You know, as you said, it is tough for these schools that, you know, aren't known exactly as basketball schools. So, you know, it's always fun to see just who is going to be coming out to the team each year, who are going to be the new faces, because, again, it's such an interesting just crop that they have to draw from. And sometimes when you hit, you hit.
It's a great point, and you're just, it's kind of chucking darts a little bit, right? You're finding athletes, you're saying, hey, does this girl have the interest? Does she have the commitment? Does she have the skill level to eventually contribute? And both coaches have found their share of stars. Alessandra Veruzzi, who just made that free throw, obviously someone who's been playing basketball her life, but another example of a great athlete who continues to improve, can jump through the roof, long arms, makes an impact for them as a rim protector and a rebounder despite not being the tallest player. Now you see how Paz has advanced her game, such a complete defender, really improved defensively, and there's Danil right on cue on the other end. But Paz, man, she is ultra competitive, down by 30, and you see her pressing full court in your grill. I wouldn't want to be on the other end of that.
You can't put out that fire. That's the heart of a lion right there. Unable to just quit in this one yet, despite the scoreboard. She's still showing out, still trying to keep her team's spirits up.
Yeah, Veruzzi that time traveled. I like the move, though. Tried to put a little arm bar on her defender. That was pretty advanced. Unfortunately, got caught by the official.
Not quite the right sport, but
they're allowing it more now. You see it in the NBA game a lot at the high school level. Kind of hit or miss if you're going to get away with that. And rebound by Calameros. Might have walked after catching it. And Ava Orban still out there for now. You wonder how long Michael Bello keeps her in the game, as we've seen her and Downing kind of check in and out throughout this fourth quarter, up by over 30 points.
You know, I think you're already up by 30, but keeping her out there, especially with some of these players that don't really have that much of experience, it's got to be at least relieving to know that you have Orban out there. Look at her right now. She's almost directing where she wants these players to go, how she wants them to move, just to get them into a sort of flow and really feel out this offense.
It's one of the most challenging things on the high school level, because in a blowout you would want to typically sit your best player, but to your point, you almost need them out there just for organization, right? Orban gets the block going coast to coast, puts a sweet move on Paz and finishes. Ava Orban flexing, saying it's my night too, as she's trying to approach 1,000 career points. She's up to 30 tonight.
You know, again, it's just crazy to think that we could be watching a game where there's not one but two 1,000-point scorers taking the court at the same time. And Orban definitely has what it takes. A nice little hesitation move right there, almost like a Euro step. Manages to finish through the contact. No foul called, though. Just a strong player overall.
Yeah, that was tough. Her versus Paz has been fun to watch. I mean, you could tell Ava Orban, I think, not that there was anything wrong with it, but kind of took that celebration personally and said, all right, I'm going to make this night about me and my team and find a way to win this game, as New Hyde Park now doubling up Carey, 68-34. And Ava Orban obviously benefiting a lot from her teammates. A lot less attention paid to her than is paid to Paz, who has had to dribble through 2, 3, 4 defenders on different possessions. That philosophy of Michael Bello to say, hey, we're gonna make her beat our whole defense. If someone else wants to hit some open shots, they can. And so far, the rest of the Seahawks have not been able to make them pay, with the exception of Calameras, who's just off that time. So here's Emily Sepkaru. Will take some time now. Pass inside to Nil. Nice catch. Unable to finish. Nearly got back to it, but instead, Carey will have the rebound.
And this one, barring any sort of shenanigans that may cut into this one, you got to wonder if you Carey, how exactly do you want to just go out about the rest of this game? Do you want to leave your starters in? And while they're not playing super physical, still potential for an injury, or do you want to just get your bench players in, get them some reps?
And I think it's a tough challenge, especially early in the season, because you are trying to just get as many minutes on the court together, and you want them to learn how to play off of Layla Paz. I think it's the same thing for New Hyde Park, so it's a tough challenge.
Especially with winter break coming up right around the corner.
As we'll see Calameras at the line. We mentioned a soccer star, really athletic, really strong. He's kind of been the one other player for Carey who's really held her own today against the tough New Hyde Park team. And again, you got to note for the Seahawks missing some key pieces due to injury. I don't think we've really seen Michaela DePaolo. She was questionable coming in with a sprained ankle. She's typically a starter. You'll see a lot of currently on vacation, but a really important piece in Daisy Buha, not playing right now, or Daisy Buja, excuse me. Wow, that was a through-the-legs move. I don't think intentionally. It would have been sick if Arazo could have gotten back to it. So now Paz off the for now. But man, even if they don't get the win, what a night it was for Layla Paz.
Just to do it in front of all your entire community, all the people who have helped you get to this point. It's something special, and kudos to her, because 4-year starter as a varsity player as well. She's earned every single bit of it, and tonight's just a culmination of it all thus far.
Yeah, gutty effort continues from Calameras, just attacking the rim over and over again, down by 35, doesn't really care. She's relentless. I think has a lot of potential to fill those big shoes. As we take a look at the other 1,000-point scorers in school history, mentioned Kaylee DeMeo, really cool story here in person tonight to deliver that ball, finished her career with a little bit over 1,100 points. It was funny at halftime. One of the refs came up to her and was like, oh, yeah, you used to play, right? She's like, yeah. And they were like, oh, why are you here tonight? She's like, oh, I scored 1,000 points. That's why I had to hear the ball. She's like, I was like, oh, that makes sense.
A little bit of a passing of the torch ceremony right there.
And again, all those players who scored 1,000 points in school history just in the last couple of years for this Carey program, in the last 20 since Anthony Turco's been involved in the program. Victoria Porcati, Kim Lipansky, Megan Karcher. New Hyde Park also has a pretty rich basketball history, as they won a state title all the way back in 2002. That was led by Lisa Karsick, who went on to play at Villanova, one of the best players to come off of Long Island, at least on the public school side, in the past 20 years. Of course, you have Long Island Lutheran that recruits nationally and is one of the best programs in the country, period, but in public school, doesn't get much better than Lisa Karsick, a Division I star at Villanova, went on to play internationally, 3-time All-Long Island, 2-time Nassau County Player of the Year, and someone I got to imagine both Maeve Downing and Ava Orban look up to and model their game after to some extent.
Absolutely. Especially with women's basketball currently too, just, sort of finally finding their footing in the professional scene. You got to imagine that that only fuels these players more to just get out onto the court and start working at it, start taking shots, and during even the off season while you're not practicing, just always have a basketball in your hands.
We saw, I love that from Aiden Lyons, ended up saving the basketball, went crashing into the crowd. earning your team an extra possession. And if you're Anthony Turco, right, when you're saying, all right, who's going to play more minutes if we continue to have injuries, you're looking at Aiden Lyons, and you're looking at that play and saying, all right, this girl wants to win, willing to put her body on the line, down by 34, 2 minutes left, game is long since over, and she's still crashing into the crowd to try to chase down a ball. That's awesome.
Very hard. Can't teach heart. It's very hard to find, and as you just said, especially when you're looking for players, just get those tough, grindy minutes out there. That's someone who you want on the court making those kind of plays.
And Amelia Calamaris, again, continues to fight, continues to go downhill. She'll sub out for the last time, getting a well-deserved high five from Anthony Turco and her teammates. She had a really impressive second half in my mind.
Absolutely. She became the focal point of the offense in this half, taking most of the shots and scoring more often than missing.
Lavianos, nice pass, no angle to the rim, though, for Sepkaru. So Lavianos will burr her way downhill, and she'll get to the free throw line. Lavianos, you can see why Michael Bello really high on her. Stretch four, big enough to rebound inside, can attack off the dribble, starting to hit that 18 to 20 footer, giving a little bit of extra breathing room to Downing, to Lugo, to Orban, kind of completing this team.
You could see here tonight, especially, this is the kind of game, too, that can very much motivate your team and fuel them even more. Finally, it feels like everything's just sort of falling into place. Granted, it's a very long season ahead of them. This is their only their fifth game coming into this one.
Yeah, it's a great point. While Carey, conversely, has played 7, so New Hyde Park, a little bit of a fresher team, but also just sort of still finding their footing. Got to imagine they're going to be very confident, too. I think a great point going into the break, taking some time off. You want to end on a high. You want to be bragging right at that Christmas dinner or that holiday dinner. Coast to coast, righty finish, an exclamation point on what's been a fantastic game for New Hyde Park from Emily Sepkaru.
Man, New Hyde Park just has been firing off on all cylinders, especially right from the get-go. They showed no signs of slowing down.
Yeah, Sepkaru, with just 50 seconds left, not wanting to push the issue, just dribbling it out. Classy move here from the New Hyde Park team that we said under Michael Bello, just his 6th year coach in the program. They were in a long lull when he came in, had made the playoffs just once in the previous 5 years. Now the last 3 years have at least made the play, and last year was an opportunity for their first second round appearance in, I believe, over a decade, and they lost on a heartbreaking buzzer beater to Beth Page. Graduated 3 of their top 6 rotation players, but even without those girls and the tragic loss of Noguera, an opportunity to grow and be even better this year. That's a nice ending point for Carey. Alessandra Veruzzi gives the crowd one more thing to cheer about, her second 3 of the day.
You gotta, if you're New Hyde Park, you definitely still remember the sting of that loss from last year, and I gotta imagine heading into this season, players have really just locked in and started focusing up even more. Again, huge credit to Michael Bello for bringing basketball back to New Hyde Park.
Seahawks will dribble out the clock. Last second 3 ball goes in for Veruzzi. And an opportunity to cheer at the buzzer for Carey. Not the game they wanted. A 31-point loss to New Hyde Park, and yet a night of celebration in the Carey basketball community as Layla Paz forever etches her name in the history of Lady Seahawks basketball, becoming the 5th player to hit 1,000 career points.
And it's just an incredible way to do it as well. Let's take a look at it once more. Step back 3-pointer, nothing but net. One of her go-to moves, and it connects there for getting her past that 1,000-point mark.
Yeah, absolutely nasty from Layla Paz. Showed you what she's all about. Again, had to work through 2, 3, 4 navy blue jerseys the whole night, over and over again, finding ways to get downhill, take contact, get to the line, finish in traffic, bombing threes, mid-range game. Just a complete player, the senior, the top scorer in Nassau County. And on the other end for New Hyde Park, I mean, what a day it was for Ava Orban. 30 points. The Mount St. Mary's commit shows you why she's considered one of the top 100 players on Long Island.
Inside, outside, she had it locked down, especially from that corner 3 spot. Are you kidding me? I don't know if she missed once from that spot the entire night, found nothing but net, and especially once she started hitting those shots, just driving in, hitting layups. Amazing job overall from her.
So for our entire Varsity Media crew, my partner, Nick Peniagua, our fantastic producer, Becca Kazak, I'm Gavin Shaw, and a big shout out to our fantastic cameramen, on a night of celebration for Layla Paz, 1,000 career points. One more shout out to her as we sign off here from Carey High School, a 73-42 victory for Carey over New Hyde Park over Carey. Okay, we're going to hold the phone. You're going to have to spend a little bit more time with us, Layla Paz. They're going to cut the net, we were just informed, so we'll stick with you for that as she takes a picture there with her former teammate, Kaylee DeMio. I mean, pretty insane. Carey girls basketball, I got to imagine something like a 50, 60-year history to have two 1,000-point players at the same time. Obviously, the induction of the three-pointer and its popularity plays a role in that, but still pretty cool. Going to save that basketball forever. Likely be a trophy case here at Carey. She'll get the commemorative one to take home and an opportunity to stand up and cut the nets before the junior varsity takes over and has a game.
Yeah, talk about something looking forward to, especially for Christmas. How about bragging about scoring your 1,000th point? To break right around the corner. Now, something even more special, cutting down the net on the exact rim that she scored on. And you know what? To do it in front of her home crowd as well. It's just got to be an awesome feeling.
29 points per game. We said it, leading scorer in Nassau County. Incredibly at her size, 10 rebounds a game too. I mean, that is just a crazy number for a player. I don't know, maybe 5'3", 5'4". Been Nassau top 100 for the past 2 years. 4-year starter on varsity. Top scorer since the beginning of her junior season. All county the past 2 years. Team MVP the past 2 years. Just has accomplished pretty much everything you could ever want as an individual. As a Carey Lady Seahawk, the ladder is out. And we'll see Layla Paz climb it to presumably cut a piece of that net. I don't know, though. They're about to have a game here, so are you going to cut it, then fix it right away? I'm interested to see what the game plan here is, which is 15 minutes before the next game.
I'd hope that they have a backup net ready to go because just a little piece of the net.
Yeah, Layla Paz coming up, performing some surgery. Maybe you play without it. You know, it's just a JV game. We'll see. And here's Layla Paz on top of the basketball world at Carey High School, cutting the net. 1,000 career points for number 2. Oh, she's not just taking a piece. She's taking all that net. They are going to have to put in a backup net.
That's an 1,000-point net right there you're looking at.
Yeah, you know, if you're on JV, you have to earn the right to shoot on a 1,000-point net. You don't just walk in the building and get to do that. Layla Paz going to chop it up quite literally while her teammates look on. And, man, it's so cool to see. Obviously, a lot of family, a lot of coaches in attendance, but just how many people have come out? I mean, that's a testament to, forget the basketball player, the kind of person Layla Paz is and the influence she has in this community, to see how many people are out here to support her and cheer her on.
You even touched upon it before. Just even her youth coaches, like coaching her throughout her entire childhood, have just talked about what an amazing, respectable person she is off of the court. You can even see here everyone just gathered around watching this historic moment.
So that'll do it for us here on Varsity Media. Again, a night of celebration for Layla Paz. One more shout out to our fantastic camera crew, our entire team here at Varsity Media. Carey took a loss tonight, but Layla Paz etched her name in school history, 1,000 career points.